Yu-Gi-Oh! An incredibly complex card game with tens of thousands of cards. However, what if each set was separated from the rest of the massive card pool and your choices when building a deck were extremely limited? In this series, in order to learn Yu-Gi-Oh! From the ground up, I will be embarking on an adventure through the history of the card game with Jeexx. In each episode, we will have access to all the cards in a select product, and using only the cards in that product, both of us will build a deck before playing a best of 3 match to determine the winner of the episode. We will move in a chronological order in the series, and with each new episode, we will forget the cards of the past in order to experience something brand new. We hope you enjoyed this adventure through Yu-Gi-Oh! And its evolution with us. Welcome to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey. What is up, ladies and fellas, and welcome to another episode of the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey, and this time we are jumping into Phantom Darkness as well as ChamP5 Game 5. We are very rapidly closing in on 5Ds, which is something that when Jeexx said that last time, I was like, really? Like, if you ask me when would we be arriving at 5Ds, I would have said like probably sometime in December, but no, we are already almost there. So let's see what Phantom Darkness and ChamP5 Game 5 has in store for us. And you noticed I had a very long set breakdown last week, so I promise this one will be much briefer. I just shouldn't talk about every single card. So yep, let's just see what we're working with. And Phantom Darkness mostly focused on dark monsters. Like, that's the emphasis of it. Right at the back, Dark Gruffer, a limited monster, which you can special summon from your hand by discarding a level 5 or higher dark monster. And once per day, you can discard a dark monster, send a dark monster from your deck to the graveyard. And we'll just a vanilla for Glad Beast, that's 1900. Then we have a lot of like retrains, like dark retrains from old boss monsters and other cards like that. Special summon from your hand by banishing 7 dark monsters with different names from a graveyard. And then you can banish all other dark monsters from your field and grave to give it more power. Samsara Lotus came off the list pretty recently. Basically a poor man's reborn frog. There's overall like a decent amount of plant support. The Yubel line probably not going to be very relevant since it's so gimmicky. Yubel cannot be destroyed by battle line. You take no battle damage from battles involving Yubel. And then you burn your opponent whenever Yubel battles for their opponent, the opponent's like monster. And then during the end phase, you tribute a monster or destroy the card. And then when it's destroyed, except by its own effect, you go into Terra Incarnate, and then by that, like, you go into Ultimate Nightmare. Basically, just pop, burn, and pop things. Armored Cyber and Cyber Valley. Armored Cyber is basically Cyber Dragon support. It's also a 2k wall, which is the most relevant thing here since Union's still not very good. Cyber Valley is interesting. When it's targeted for an attack, you can banish the card to end the battle phase as well as draw, which is actually very good. And then we have just a bunch of stuff. Some bad Destined Heroes. Dark Horus, a dark retrain of Horus. So whenever a spell is activated, you can special summon a level 4 dark from your grave. Dark Creator also. Dark Nephthys. Dark Armed Dragon is the card from this set. Like, obviously, old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Players probably remember the price tag on Dark Armed Dragon. This obviously like one of the most powerful and meta warping cards in the history of the game. 2800, a very hefty monster that can only be spell summoned from your hand by having exactly 3 dark monsters in your grave. And then you can banish a dark from your grave to target a card in the field and pop it, and it's not once per turn, so that's very powerful, obviously. Dark Crusader, level 4, 1600. You can send a dark monster from your hand to graveyard to give it attack, also not once per turn. Armageddon Knight, when summoned, you can send a dark monster from your deck to the graveyard. Obsidian Dragon is a 2100 wall, which is the important thing. And negating spell drops that targets a dark monster in control and destroy them. Also a pretty good on-field effect. Shadow Priest if you want to be burning your opponent. You just have a bunch of cards that probably won't matter, and if they will, we probably talk about them in the deck breakdowns. Glad Beast also gets support. Darius gets you Gladiator Beast from your graveyard. which is very good, but unfortunately there isn't just enough Glad Beasts to probably be playing them. Neospace and Twinkle Moss, Elemental Hero, Storm Neos, and Rainbow Neos, so some Neos support. Twinkle Moss is one of those next fusions for Neos. Storm Neos is a triple Neos fusion, so basically impossible to get into. And Rainbow Neos is actually one of the few good Neos fusions where this basically means Rainbow Dragon, but with Neos and Rainbow Dragon you get a 4500 beat stick that once per turn can either send a monster you control to the graveyard to shuffle all monster your opponent controls in that deck, send a spell trap you control to do the same for your opponent's back row, or send a card from the top of your deck into the graveyard to shuffle all cards in your opponent's grave into the deck. So actually 3 very powerful effects. And it's actually a regular fusion that's done with a fusion card. Super Poly also debuts here, very powerful obviously, but unfortunately we don't really have anything to work with it. Instant Neospace, the poor man's Neospace for Neos. Beginning of the end lets you draw 3, but the cost is way too hefty for it to ever be viable. 6 Samurai United is pretty good. It can let you draw 2 obviously with 6 Sam, but like I said, like probably won't be seeing 6 Sam here. They're just there are support cards, but not actual 6 Sams, and that's something that we've been discussing. Like in the future, we'll probably at some point when it becomes more relevant implement a rule where when there is a set that actually gives a lot of like support to older archetypes, then we can bring those archetypes back and play them again. But we're still working on like how to implement that rule and when it should be relevant. If you have something that you feel like an idea for that, like how that could be implemented the best, then please let us know, because that's definitely something we're looking to do in the future. Glad Beasts get an Archfiend Shield, where it basically protects a monster from any destruction the first time and has the Glad Beast equip thing. Proving Ground just is basically a Rhoda for Glad Beasts, and Dark World Grimoire doing an end phase if you discard a monster in grave. You can target the monster and spell summon it, but this is only if you discard due to hand size limit, so not very relevant. Then we have some Crystal Beast support in Rainbow Path and Rainbow Life, Sinister Seeds for plant support, then just a bunch of cards that probably won't matter. Dark Spirit Dog Greed, what did I say, Creed? Tribute a Dark Monster, draw 2. Good, but your opponent can negate this effect by simply revealing a spell in their hand. So, pretty hard to actually pull off since your opponent doesn't have to do much. But obviously, tributing a monster, draw 2 is not bad. Dark Illusion probably going to be very relevant here since we have so many good darks. Counter Trap, where when a monster effect or a back row is activated that targets a dark monster field, you negate the activation and destroy it. Escape from Dark Dimension, targets one of your banished darks and spell summons it. And then when this card is severe, you destroy it and send it back to Banished Zone. And when the target is destroyed, this card is destroyed as well. More Gemini stuff. A Drastic Drop-Off for hand control, some more Glad Beast support, also offering the Snake Deity, but we don't have, unfortunately, really reptiles to be playing here. Cry Havoc is, well, once again, like, it's very good normal or Gemini support, but once again, like, they are Geminis. Dark Log Zerato is like the big boss of darks, where if you have 4 or more darks with different names in your grave, you contribute some of this card with only 1 dark monster, and then you can send a dark monster from your hand to graveyard to pop your opponent's entire field of monsters. But when during the turn you activate this, you pop the card during the end phase. A lot of Darkness, obviously very iconic, pretty good staple up until quite recently. You don't see it as much these days, but still very good. Draw 2 and then banish a dark monster from your hand, but if you don't have any, you have to send your entire hand to the grave. Lovefire Blossom, once per turn you contribute a plant to special summon a plant from a deck, so that's very good for plants. Vampire Curse, when destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, you can play 500 to spell summon during the standby phase of the next turn, and then it grows up to 2500 if you activate the effect. Metal Reflex Slime is a continuous trap that basically spell summon it as a 3000 wall, which is obviously very big, but it doesn't unfortunately do much else. And then for the champion pack game 5, once again, like champion packs, only available to be played in this side. Giant Germ, a level 2 Fiend, 1000 attack, 100 defense. When destroyed by balance into graveyard, you burn your opponent for 500 and then special summon any number of other Giant Germs from your deck in phase of attack. The important thing here is Dark that also thinks your deck for the sake of this set. Magical Merchant we've seen before. On flip, activate cards from the top of your deck until you get a back row, and everything else goes to grave. Way motion to burn your opponent in grind games. Trap dodge shoot once again for more hand control. Dark Necrophere specifically for Fiends, unfortunately. If it was for Darks, then it would be actually very good here. Blowout Dragon and Dark Ruler Hades to have some more options for your tribute summons. Deck Devastation Virus is interesting, but I don't know how much there is here that you actually want to hit with it, since Dad is going to be the big one. And the Spell Fragrance also comes back here, double costing for Dark Tributes. DD Crow, going to be probably very good, since you can mess with your opponent's Dad timings. Hammer Shot, just to have some pinpoint removal. Curse, Seal of the Forbidden Spell, to mess with spell cards, and probably the final actually relevant card, Spirit Barrier. When you control a monster, you take no battle damage. So I feel like overall, like, really top heavy skewed like set, where you have like certain super powerful cards, but then just a bunch of kind of whatever cards. So it'll be interesting to see what we can come up with it. So hopefully you enjoyed the set breakdown, and I will see you in the deck breakdowns next.
What is up, gamers? Hi, hello. How are you doing? So today, yeah. This week we're doing Phantom Darkness. Phantom Darkness being one of probably the most game warping sets in the entire existence of the game. Not in just the sense that it changed how the game was played at the time, but in the sense that the game is still recovering from what this fucking set put out. As you can probably tell by the fact that there are 3 cards or 6 cards in this deck that are at 1. Like, these 2 cards, Armageddon Knight and Dark Grepher, are so fucking powerful in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! That they still have to be limited. But yes. Let's start out with Armageddon Knight. Armageddon Knight is where the core basis of a lot of modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Like comes from. It's the Foolish Burial effect on a monster. It's got legs. When this card is not summoned, not normal summoned, not like specifically special summoned, not anything like that, just summoned, and it's not once per turn either. When this card is summoned, you can send 1 dark monster from your deck to the graveyard. Okay, so that seems kind of weird, but we can send basically any monster in the deck in the graveyard. Okay. Then we have Cyber Dragon, which I have in here because it's a good body for turn 1 or turn 2. And then we have, let's just talk about this guy last. Then we have Dark Grepher. We have Dark Grepher's effect is you can special summon this card by discarding a level 5 or higher dark monster from your hand. And once per turn, you can discard 1 dark monster and send 1 dark monster from your deck to the graveyard. So the way that you would use this is by special summon it, use its effect, dump 2, or technically dump 3, and then you have set up for Dark Armed Dragon. A Dark Armed Dragon is the core card of this entire set. Not because it's designed around it, not because of anything like that, but because this card is so fucking game warping that the entire format after this is known as the Teledad or Dad format. And every single deck that could play Dark Armed Dragon, every single deck that had enough darks to summon Dark Armed Dragon would play Dark Armed Dragon. And that is... Honestly, that's disgusting. This card is so fucking strong, man. So, first off, it cannot be normal summoned or set. It must be special summoned from your hand by having exactly 3 dark monsters in your graveyard. Now, you can banish 1 dark monster from your graveyard and target 1 card on the field and destroy that target. This card is super versatile, super strong. It enables you to do a whole host of bullshit. And it just kind of takes the game over when it hits the board. It's a big body, it's a free summon, it only requires 3 darks in the grave, and as we already established, Dark Grepher alone sends 3 cards in the graveyard. You have to use 1 Dark Armed if you don't have multiple like level 7s or level 5s or higher, but it's still good. It's still so fucking good. It's honestly insane. And then there's, of course, Armageddon Knight. Like, even if you can't just you know, you can just slowly build up to 3. You can use Armageddon Knight and then Armageddon Knight rams into something, and then you summon something using, yeah, whatever. I think this is legitimately the strongest card we've seen so far, and also the strongest playstyle so far. Then we have Archer Lazerto, which is a, well, Lazera card. If you have 4 or more dark monsters with different names in your graveyard, you contribute summon this card by tributing 1 dark monster. You can send 1 dark monster from your hand to the graveyard and destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Once per turn during the end phase, if this effect was activated this turn, destroy this card. So basically, it's just a field wipe. I think this card has value. Not great value, but I think having a card like this for Dark Reference discard ability, for example, is good. Then we have Doomsday Horror, which is meant to refuel your graveyard. Oh, well, not refuel, but yeah. This card's attack and defense are equal to the number of banished dark monsters in your graveyard. A number of banished dark monsters. Not your banished dark monsters either. If this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, return all banished dark monsters to the graveyards. Oh. Oh. Oh, yeah. Then we have oh, sorry, stretched a bit. We have Gigaplant, but let's talk about Lone Fire Blossom first. This card is broken. It's fucking insane. It's so good. Once per turn, tribute this card. Tribute any plant monster on the field, on your side of the field. And special summon any plant monster from your deck. Holy fuck. Just put 3 of these in the deck. Go Lone Fire Blossom, Lone Fire Blossom, Lone Fire Blossom. And then on the third one, you go into Gigaplant. Gigaplant has an effect. It's a Gemini monster, so it's a normal monster when it's normal when it's summoned for the first time. And then if you normal summon it, you can make it have an effect. The effect is once per turn, you can special summon from 1 insect or plant from your hand or graveyard. Really good, super powerful card, legitimately super fun. And on top of that, it's a massive body. It's a 2.4k body. Nothing in this set outside of Dad and Zerato, and I guess Calculator, if you've got the setup for it, can swing over Gigaplant. And that's massive. That's insane, dude. Like, this card coming out on turn 1 is a game changer. Then have Obsidian Dragon. Obsidian Dragon is just a 2.1k wall, which perfectly walls Cyber Dragon, by the way, which is really insane when you think about it. And I think that's the exact reason why it's 2.1k. It also has the effect of negate any spell or trap effect that targets exactly 1 dark monster you control. Exactly 1 dark monster that you control, and if you do, destroy them. Sorry, I'm really tired, guys. I just woke up. Then we have the Calculator. The Calculator is a fucking bomb. Every single level that you have on your... Oh, no, that's the attack of all levels combined. No. The attack of this card is the combined levels of all face-up monsters you control times 300. So let's say you have 2 dads. It's 7, right? Yeah, that's 7. Fuck, I'm stupid. You have 2 dads on the field or something. That's an immediate 4.8 thousand. Holy shit, guys. 4.8 thousand attack? That's astonishing. Oh, yeah. Basically, if you just summon this card when you have a few cards on the field, it's just going to take over the game. It's just going to swing over literally everything else. So unless your opponent has Dad on the field or something else that they can use to pop it, it's just over, basically. Then we have one of the strongest draw power cards in the entire game, Allure Darkness. Draw 2 cards and banish 1 dark monster from your hand, and if you do not, then banish 1 dark monster from your hand, and if you do not, send your entire hand to the graveyard. Really good. Like, super consistent, super strong, does everything you want to. That's about it. That's all I have to say. Dark Eruption, which allows us to add a dark monster with 1,500 or less attack from the graveyard to our hand, for which we only have 3 targets. Well, 9 technically. We have Armageddon Knight, Doomsday Horror, and Obsidian Dragon. I think this counts as 0 in the graveyard. I'm not entirely sure right now. Then we have Dark Illusion, which is basically an Omni Negate for anything that targets a Dark Monster. Escape from the Dark Dimension, which is basically a DDR as a trap card, but only for Dark Monsters. It's pretty good. This card can basically be used in conjunction with Dark Armor to get stuff like Zerato out of the graveyard, or resummoning Armageddon Knights and whatnot. It's really good. Legitimately really powerful. Then we have Metal Reflect Slime, which works fantastically with the calculator. Metal Reflect Slime is a level 10 monster with 3,000 in defense, and that's it. It cannot attack. It's just a wall. That's it. Yeah. It's just super simple, super cool. I think this card can be really scary if you get two of these out, for example, and then you have a calculator. Because, oh my god, that's 6,000. 6,000 attack. Kind of a threat. Then you have Zoma the Spirit. I saw that this card is limited in speed duels, and I don't know why. And I'm too scared to look it up. Then we have a. It has the effect of special summon this card in defense position as an effect monster. This card is also still a trap. It has 1,800 and attack and 500 defense, and it has the effect of if this card is destroyed, if this card summoned this way is destroyed by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the monster that destroyed it. Very bad. So yeah, it's an interesting card. It's not that great, but it's interesting. That's what we're playing. And also we need a pack filler. Then DD Crow. DD Crow is a dark monster that you can use to set up your graveyard for that, and also grief your opponent's graveyard from that. Giant Germ, which also allows you to set up for that. Magical Merchant has the effect of flip excavate cards from the top of your deck until you excavate a spell or trap card, then add that card to your hand, and also send the remaining card to the graveyard. I think this card's good. I think if you really want to go ham, you could use this card. Hammer Shot for removal, and Deck Devastation Virus, which has the effect of tribute one dark monster with 2,000 or more attack, look at your opponent's hand and all monsters they control, and all cards they draw until the end of their third turn after this card's activation. Destroy all those monsters with 1,500 or less attack. That card can be, as the name implies, devastating. Then we have Trap Dust Shoot, which has the effect of activate only if your opponent has 4 or more cards in hand, and then look at the hand and select one monster and put it back in the deck. We've seen this card before. We didn't really get to see it be played much, but I can see this being a problem, like if we're both just stalling out for that. Like if we're both playing this, I can see this like winning if we're both trying to set up for that. But yeah. Side deck has a Storm Neos, which is just one of the Neos fusions that I can't ever play. It has the effect of you can destroy all spell and trap cards in the field, and then shuffle it into the extra deck at the end of the turn. Sucks. Fucking dog shit. Sorry, that's bad. It's a bad card, okay? Twinkle Moss, this is one of the next cards, has the effect of if this card attacks or is attacked, draw one card and reveal that card. Based on its type, apply the proper effect. End the battle phase if it's a monster. If it's a spell, you can change this card's attack to a direct attack. And a trap is this monster's changed to defense position. Damn. Holy shit, what the fuck? Twinkle Moss is stacked? I didn't know that. Wait, there's no way that's right. Is it censored? I think it might be censored in the English release. Oh, it is. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, what the fuck was that? Let me just demonstrate. Neospatian Twinkle Moss. And so yeah, this is what Twinkle Moss looks like in the TCG. Holy fuck, Twinkle Moss is stacked in the OCG. Like just to confirm that I'm not looking at like an edited custom card on. No, what the fuck? Okay, sorry, that was a side tangent and a half. And then we have Rainbow Neos, which could honestly be its own deck in this set. And that would rely on having Rainbow Dark Dragon and Neos and using those to fusion summon Rainbow Neos. Because Rainbow Neos is a 4.5 thousand massive fucking bait stick that can't be gotten over by anything in the set. And it has multiple effects that deal with everything that wants to do. But the issue is, to play it, you have to play bad cards. It has the effect of send one monster from you control to the graveyard and shuffle all monsters your opponent controls into the deck. Send one spell or trap card to the graveyard. Shuffle all spells and traps your opponent controls into the deck. Send one card from the top of your deck to the graveyard. Shuffle all cards from your opponent's graveyard into the deck. Super fucking good. Like imagine you pop Rainbow Neos when your opponent has set up exactly 3 and they're just waiting for Dark Arm Dragon, and then you pop this and you just shuffle their graveyard into the deck, and they're just sitting there like, guess I can't do shit now. Guess I'm fucked. But yeah, that about doesn't. I think this set is really cool. It's a taste of modern Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I've said a few times, No, I haven't said. I'm sorry, I'm flipping. We've talked about this set a lot on the side, and this set is such modern Yu-Gi-Oh in comparison to the previous few sets. Like even Gladass. Gladass was also fairly modern with Gladiator Beasts, but this is the first time that I think we're gonna have a set that resembles modern Yu-Gi-Oh in how it swings back and forth, basically. And I think that'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I hope the games go okay. Take care.
Alright guys and gals, and welcome back, and here's what we have cooked up for today. So as always, let's go through the deck and see what we're working with. So right off the bat, we are playing a single Dark Lord Zerato. This is basically going to be here for a big swing we can do, and this is also to basically if the games go far and I can't get into Dark Armed, and Jeexx gets into a Dark Armed, Zerato is going to be the one way that we can actually then, in that situation, deal with the Dark Arm before we get into our side. But initially, plus I just think it's cool. So obviously when there's something that's like a fuck all huge effect like this, I tend to want to play a single copy. 3 Dad, I mean, Dark Arm Dragon is going to be what these games revolve around. Like, there is no way that these games don't revolve around Dark Arm Dragon. It's absolutely massive. It crashes even with Zerato. The special summoning condition should be pretty easy for us to fulfill, I think. And then after that, you can just start popping everything. It'll be interesting because, like, I think both of us will probably play Dark Armed because, I mean, it's just the single best thing in the set. So it'll actually be interesting because if you drop your Dark Arm first, then the opponent can actually go into theirs and pop yours with their effect, which is going to be interesting. Unless you just fill their graveyard with crap that they can't get rid of, then that'll be harder. But yeah. 3 Armageddon Knight and 3 Dark Ruffer. These are both just here as decent summonable beat sticks that will let me reorganize these for myself. That will also get you stuff in your graveyard. A Dark Ruffer can manipulate it a little bit easier, but Armageddon Knight is just a simple, just summon him and you get a dark in your grave. So pretty easy. The only problem here before siding into our stuff is that our dark count actually isn't that impressive, but we'll manage. 3 Dark Crusader as well. This is a 1600 beat stick that you can also use to modulate how many monsters you have in your grave, as well as to have just a decently good beat stick. Obsidian Dragon, because, I mean, it's a dark, it's a 2100 wall. That's insanely good. So yeah, mostly for that. Then we just have a single Cyber Dragon, just because, like, if we get to do Armored Cyber and Cyber Dragon shenanigans, that would be funny. But mostly Armored Cyber is here just as a 2k wall, and Cyber Dragon just is here to fill a slot that I didn't feel like filling with anything else. Cyber Valley at 3 copies. This is just it's going to replace itself. It's going to buy us a turn when we need it, assuming it doesn't get popped by Dad. But, I mean, if anything here, if it gets popped by that, then nothing we can do about it. And finally, for our monsters, 3 Andal, just to have another good beat stick. I would have wanted to have, like, rather just good back row here, but honestly, like, the back row in this set is so mediocre. I was thinking of something like Vicious Claw, even, to get over Obsidian Dragon. But Vicious Claw gets equipped to Crusader. Sorry, I have the hiccups. But it just felt too finicky, so Andal is just here as a good beat stick, but Andal as well as the Cyber Dragon stuff is some of our easiest things to side out of for games 2 and 3. As for the spell traps, we only play 3 Allure of Darkness for our spells. Everything else just felt like not worth running, and kind of because of I felt like that, I have a single Dark Spirit Art Greed here. So this is another card that we can use to manipulate our darks, the amount of our darks in our grave, and also obviously Dark Draw 2 is nice. And I just feel like spells are so bad for the most part in the main set. And I mean, even ChamP5 doesn't have too many great ones. I feel like we can maybe resolve Spirit Arc Greed at some point, which would be really funny. 3 Dark Illusion, it's the single best back row we have in the set, I feel like. So basically this protects you from Dad. If Dad tries to pop something, a dark on your side of the field, you pop Dark Illusion and you instead pop Dark Armed. So yeah, and this doesn't even target, so even it's a counter trap, even if your opponent has their own Dark Illusion, it won't do anything. So this literally will be the single best back row in the set, I feel like. 3 Battle Reflect Slime. This is just a free spell summon of 3k wall, nothing a beat over a 3k wall, so it has to be gotten over by effects, so that's obviously very good. A single Escape from the Dark Dimension. This is so we can actually because we have a lot of stuff that we maybe don't want to actually banish, or even if we have like multiple dads, we want to go for those, obviously, because if you can drop multiple dads in a single turn, that's going to be insane. We have a lot of stuff like Armageddon Knight that actually has good summon effects we can use with Escape later on. So this is basically just here so we can use it with stuff that we banish with Dark Armed and Allure later on. I was thinking of playing a second copy of this, but I think one will be fine. And then just 3 Drastic Drop Off. This is just to basically, how could I explain? This is our way of messing with Jeexx's grave count, assuming he's going to be on Dad. Like, if there are already 3 darks in his grave when he starts his turn, if we snipe whatever he draws with this, there's a good chance that that's another dark, and then it will mess up his Dad turn, and he'll have to find a way of getting something out of his grave before actually getting into Dad. So that's why this is here. As always, none of the extra matters, but for the side, I have a couple different tribute monsters here that I just thought were cool and maybe can do something. So a single Vampire Skewer, single Dark Ruler Hades, and single Horus. So these all do basically different things. Hades is just big single tribute monster that negates basically its destroyed monsters' graveyard effects. Vampire Skewers comes back as a 2500 beast stick, which is decent, but obviously if it gets popped by that, it just doesn't come back, which makes it pretty bad. Dark Horse can get you back your monster from the grave, and also it can beat over Dark Armed Dragon, which is very important. Horus, I feel like, is the best of these, but it needs 2 tributes, so that's something to consider. But something like Obsidian Dragon without popping effects is actually going to be pretty hard to get over, so that's why I felt like I wanted to have options, basically. 3 Giant Germ, this is just going to be an auto-include for games 2 and 3. The little bit of burn damage doesn't matter, but thinning our deck as well as getting darks efficiently in our grave is going to be what we want this for. DD Crow, of another card that probably will just immediately go in. It's also a dark that we can use to fuel Dad when needed, and we can use it to mess up Jeexx's graveyard and his Dark Armed Dragon. So DD Crow, I feel like, is going to be another card that's super crucial in this matchup. 3 Hammer Shot, this is just the best removal that we have access to, so that can be used to pop stuff like Dark Armed Dragon. And then 3 Trap Dash Shoot to end off our side deck. This is just a basically we get to pick version of Drastic Drop Off, so if we get to go first, then this is something that we'll probably look into siding in a situation like that. But that is the deck that we're going to be bringing today. I feel like this is probably one of the better decks that I've built, but at the same time, the deck building for the set is pretty linear, so maybe that's going to be something, but it'll be very interesting to see how these games go. And I'm assuming that we're going to both be on Dad, so let's just see whose daddy comes home first. With all that being said, though, thank you for watching the deck breakdowns, and we'll see you in the dueling zone. Peace. Ladies and fellas, welcome back to the Historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning Journey. I think that's actually the first time I said ladies and fellas here. I think usually for this, my tagline seems to be ladies and lads, but I don't know why my brain decided to go there this time. But we are back with Phantom Darkness as well as ChamP5 this time around, and once again the stakes are high since the loser gets to pick, since next time is going to be a structure deck episode, which is a little bit different because usually we just had 2 structure decks, but next time we have the Dark Emperor was the name, the Shadow Emperor, something like that. And Rise of the Dragon Lords, which is at this point like half a year old structure deck. And let's just say those decks have an insane mismatch with each other, but the Dark Emperor with Zombie World would also kind of suck because, well, everything wants to play Grave at this point. It would seem already. So we decided to make a little bit of a different change for that, where with the Rise of the Dragon Lord, like whoever plays that also gets access to Champion Pack 6 cards and can play those as we did previously, where you can just include them in your main deck as much as you'd like. Because I think even with that, like the Emperor structure is going to be better, but it's going to be more of like a balancing factor for the two decks. But with that, like the intro out of the way, Jeexx, how are you feeling about today's episode?
I've been trying to workshop something using the word phantom for like the entire intro here, and I can't come up with a pun using it.
Yeah.
I would like if I had the opportunity to use ghost or something, then it would be I don't have a ghost of a chance of winning this, but it's like phantom ghost. It's not really. It doesn't work the same, even though it's
Yeah.
the same. It's a synonym.
Yeah, it's hard to come up with something like, but if I knew something of Phantom of the Opera, I could maybe make a reference there, but...
That's actually the very first thing that I started thinking about.
Yeah. Well,
I was
then...
like, how do I pull out the Phantom of the Opera in here? And then the first thing that came to mind is the Phantom of the Opera from FGO, and that was just, no, that's not right. That's not right.
I love it that
But
that's the first thing that we think about. But yeah, I think with the lengthy intro, we can skip the pun this time. So please.
no.
Oh,
I won't drag you into the darkness of making puns.
we're using the
You're
word
not gonna be
phantom.
fighting. No, I'm not using the word phantom. I'm using the word darkness.
Fair. That's fair enough. Fair enough. Now
I'm fighting phantoms here.
Now the question is, Jeexx, are you still gonna be a dedicated rock thrower?
If I wasn't, I would be experiencing phantom pain from the lack of throwing rocks.
Well, then I think I'll go first. I'm still waiting. Like there will be a time when you swap off rock for something. I believe it will happen.
I will say when I do it, and then you won't believe me, and you will still pick paper. And then turns out I never actually swapped.
Yeah, years of gaslighting has led up to this moment. Oh, build up. But yeah, best of luck. May the best dad win. I think I'll just start with a humble T-pose, and I will then pass turn.
Oh, yes. This is such a fucking shit hand. Holy fuck. Armageddon Knight.
Yep.
Let's go. Yeah, okay,
Nothing on
let's
that.
mill. What are we gonna mill, ladies and gentlemen? A dark monster, if you will. Mayhaps I will mill a... I don't want to mill that, technically, because that thing... I'm just gonna mill a Obsidian Dragon, which I assume you also have set face down right now, so yeah. Then I'm just gonna set a couple of cards real quick, and pass.
Alright. Draw, standby, main. Now this is where it get like it's actually interesting. Like in situation, like do you want to actually deal with your opponent's stuff? Because if you deal with it, then they get closer and closer to dark armed.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I actually think I will just set a couple more cards actually, and simply pass it back to you.
Okay, I will go standby main. I will normal summon
Another
Lone
Armageddon.
Fire Blossom.
Oh.
And I will activate the effect of Lone Fire Blossom to tribute Lone Fire Blossom to special summon Lone Fire Blossom to tribute Lone Fire Blossom to tribute Lone Fire Blossom to special summon Gigaplant.
Gigaplant is here. Yep. And currently it's a normal monster.
Yeah, it's a normal monster, 2.4 thousand beat stick, and I will probably Probably just make sure you can't get a Zerato out, because Zerato would be pretty bad here.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that is going to be a Obsidian Dragon. You called it right.
I did in fact call it. And then I will go and end my turn.
Yep. Draw a standby main. That's actually interesting. Did it do enough?
This was the spicy tech, by the way.
Yeah, Gigaplant is good because it's like it just gets you fuel things out of your deck, and it's just big, which is nice. I feel like the effect is kind of whatever, but like still getting sometimes like extra damage on the board is just nice. But I like it.
I wanted to go more into a direction where I could use stuff like regenerating rose multiple times, but then I just ran into an issue of, oh, this doesn't do anything. I
Yeah,
can't get regenerating rose in the graveyard if I want to get lone fire into Gigaplant somehow.
yeah. It's like the plant stuff is like it was like a cool subgenre, but it's supposed to definitely like overshadowed by just like all the dark stuff.
And there was only like 3 plant monsters in that set, and only 1 insect, which was also weird because the insect couldn't be special summoned by Gigaplant.
Yeah.
So
I think what I will just do is set another back row and pass back to you.
okay, I'll go standby main. I would like to. Bottomless doesn't exist. I would like to normal summon Gigaplant.
Yep, so now it has the effect.
Now it has the effect, and I would like to special summon from a graveyard a Lone Fire Blossom in defense position.
Yep.
And then I will simply set 2 cards
Yep.
and pass.
Oh, you don't wanna swing, huh?
If you draw an Armageddon Knight, you get 3, and if we assume that you have enough to do things, that would be a problem. That would be a legitimate issue.
That is interesting to say the very least. But is it good? That's another question. 5 back row is quite terrifying though. So both of us have 1 dark in the grave.
Yes. We are both 1 Armageddon Knight and crashing into something away from a dad.
Does it like achieve anything? I'm just not wondering, like, what does it achieve? Basically nothing. Is the thing. I think would it make sense? I don't think it makes any sense. Yeah, I think I will instead just set a monster and pass it back.
I would like to special summon a Lone Fire Blossom. And I would then like to
Tribute summon.
I would like to tribute summon, you're correct, but alas, that is not something that I have the luxury of doing.
Alright. Oh, well, this is...
Or gaming.
Uh,
Let's fucking go.
Let's set up a hack run pass.
Yeah, spells and traps, baby. I love them.
Bro, what is going on?
Yeah, gaming. I would like to.
Yeah.
End my turn.
Seems about right.
Aha! It's time finally to break out of the stalemate. No.
I think very much the opposite, unfortunately.
I've never ran into this kind of issue. I won't lie. Dude, the amount of value that Gigaplan is generating right now is immense.
Yep, it is. This is gonna be so strange, but I actually think I will flip summon my Gladiator Beast and Doll.
Yeah!
So there was one bait. I would like to normal summon Cyber Valley.
Oh my god. You're not actually gonna banish 2 monsters to control the draw 2 cards?
Anything on that?
No.
I would like to declare the effect of Cyber Valley to banish Cyber Valley as well as an additional face-up card to draw 2.
Yes. That's an impressive choice. I will allow this.
Normal summon and 2 monsters on the field to draw 2, baby.
Yeah.
And
that's
then
that's the good stuff.
yeah, that is the powerful Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think I'll pass on that. Oh.
12, 16.
Is Rogue Hounding lethal here? Is that what's happening here?
No.
I was about to say, like, I don't like that.
I don't think it's lethal, but I'm gonna put my Lone Fire Blossoms in attack, and I will normal summon my other spice calculator.
The calculator.
Baby.
Oh,
it's 16 times 300, so it's
oh yeah, it's levels. I was gonna say like the number, and I was like, what? But yeah, the levels. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack for 2.4 thousand.
So wait, what is it?
It's 4.8 thousand.
4.8, gotcha. So you'll attack with Gigaplant first.
Yeah, because I need to get rid of this if it's Obsidian Dragon.
It is an Armored Cybern.
Oh, in fact, it was a good idea. Then I would like to attack with Lone Fire Blossom.
This is where I have to think.
Are you gonna make me redeclare my attacks?
I'm thinking. So that's 48. So I'm thinking 60, 72. Is there attack boosting?
No.
Huh.
There is not.
Because it's so greedy to take it all, but
just take the beating.
it's so much damage, though.
Yeah, I mean, you still have access to metal reflect slime and all that, so you should be fine. And Zoma the Spirit, right? You have Zoma the Spirit in. It's gonna deal 4.8 thousand damage to me if I kill it. Right? Surely I wouldn't be baiting right now.
Surely.
Don't call me Shirley.
That's so awkward. Because... Yeah, I think that's too much, so I will make you redeclare. I'll summon Metal Reflex Slime, and then I assume you won't redeclare with Lone Fire. You'll then attack it
No.
with Calculator, and
I will kill it with calculator.
yeah,
Yes.
and then I'll take 1900.
1900. Yes.
Yep. So we can.
And then
Yep.
I pass my turn.
All right, and
Is it finally time? Somehow?
it is time to attempt to Allure of Darkness.
Oh boy, it's an Allure of Darkness. That's a powerful card that allows you to draw 2 cards and banish a dark monster from your hand. Or if you do not have any cards, any dark monsters in hand, you send your entire hand to the graveyard.
Is that okay?
That is acceptable.
Then I will draw 2.
Holy, this guy.
And then I will banish from my hand.
Okay.
I won't banish my entire hand, luckily.
I was like, oh god, what the fuck did you just draw?
I will banish from my hand. Obsidian Dragon.
Let's go, Obsidian Dragon!
Then
Then escape from Dark Dimension to special summon and then tribute summon something with it.
Then we will normal summon Armageddon Knight.
Oh my god.
Is that okay?
That is acceptable, yes.
We will go to our deck and we will throw to our grave another Armageddon Knight.
Yes.
Then
you will crash our Armageddon Knights together. To special summon in the main phase 2 Dark Armed Dragon.
Proceed to the battle phase.
Yes.
And I will attempt to do just what you said.
I don't have any answers to this.
So both to the grave.
Yes.
Then we will go main 2. We will fire off Escape from the Dark Dimension. Is that okay?
Yes.
I will special summon Obsidian Dragon.
Yeah.
And then I would like to special summon from my hand Dark Armed Dragon.
Hell yeah.
I was scared that you have something to deal with that, so that's why I need the Obsidian Dragon to give myself some protection.
On resolution, I would like to activate Zone of the Dark Spirit, and I would like to special summon him in defense position.
Mm-hmm. And then what we will do is we need to get rid of the calculator because it is way too massive. So
I want to point out that Metal Reflect Slime gives it 3000 attack on its own.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty big deal.
Yep. Because it's a level 10, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Because the funny part about Metal Reflect Slime was like when I was like the first time I was making like a train deck just for the fun of it, I was like, bro, Metal Reflect Slime is a level 10? That's insane. Had there, but yeah, we'll banish an Armageddon Knight to pop the calculator, or attempt to pop the calculator.
Yeah, that's fine.
Then Zuma was only by battle, yeah. Then we will. You have 2
I
darks.
would assume you're gonna pop Gigaplant.
Yeah, I will pop Gigaplant. I'm thinking like, does it matter what I get rid of in my?
I mean, Armageddon Knights, getting rid of Armageddon Knights means you can get them back with Escape from the Dark Dimension. So I would say that using those is a decent idea. Because you don't actually, you also have Dark Eruption, so maybe not getting rid of both is a good idea.
Both are fine. This goes to the grave when escape. Yeah. I'll get rid of my Obsidian Dragon to pop Gigaplant. Then I'm thinking If Zoma runs into Dark Armed, I take 28 and you take 1,000. It's a level 5, right? Yeah.
I go. Level 5?
Calculator currently on your board would be what? 3,000, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah. I think it should be fine.
You haven't drawn any extra cards, so I think in this position, like, my play is just to believe that you don't have it, and I will simply set another card in the back row and pass.
I will go standby main. I would like to activate Dark Eruption to add to my hand
Armageddon Knight.
Armageddon Knight.
Is
this okay?
Yeah, it is. It is okay.
I don't know what you could possibly do to this situation. So
don't worry about it.
I will activate Allure Darkness.
Yep.
To banish from my hand Armageddon Knight.
Yep.
I would like to draw 2 cards. Actually, I draw 2 cards and then I banish.
Yeah, then you banish.
This is okay?
I think you're gonna bring it back, then you can crash it, then you'll have exactly 3. Yep. Nothing I can do about it. Yeah, that is fine.
Okay, I would like to activate Escape from the Dark Dimension to special summon Armageddon Knight.
Yep. Nothing
I would like to activate Armageddon Knight's effect. I would like to send to the graveyard Dark Lord Zero.
Yep. So that's now 2 darks in the grave.
Yes. Then I would like to go. Wait, can I do that? Can I even tribute that? I think I can, right?
What do you mean?
If wait, can I? I don't think I can, actually. I was wondering if I can tribute Lonefire Blossoms to nothing, but I don't think I can. I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, I don't know, because, like, can you fail to find things? You tribute 1 face plant for a spell and 1 plant for so.
It's not in, like, you have to pay the cost to do the thing, but you don't have targets for the thing, so that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, because that's what I'm wondering.
I would like to go into battle phase. Is this okay?
Yep. So this will give you now 3.
Yes. But before that,
Yep.
I would like to declare an attack on Dark Armed Dragon.
Yep. Nothing on that. So I take 2,800 and you take 1,000. Correct?
Yes. And then I would like to attack using Armageddon.
Yep. So you take 14, and then you have 3 darks in the grave.
And then I go main phase 2, and I would like to special summon Dark Armed Dragon.
Yep.
This is okay.
This is okay.
I would like to banish for the cost of... Wait, do I have to do this first? Okay. I would like to banish Dark Lord Zerato for the cost, and I would like to destroy your...
My dad.
No.
Ooh.
I'm not stupid. I've played this game before.
Ooh, all right.
I would like to destroy your background.
Oh, that one?
Yes, that one.
I can...
You cannot activate Zoma and then activate Dark Illusion, just in case you're thinking of that.
Yeah,
That
I'm
doesn't
not
work.
thinking of that. I have... Yeah, that is fine. Yeah, that is the Dark Illusion.
And that's why we didn't do that.
Yeah,
That's why I
that
did not
is
target that.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Then I would like to activate Escape from the Dark Dimension to
Yep.
special summon Dark Lord Zerator to my side of the field.
Yep.
Okay, that's okay.
Yep.
Okay. And then I would like to...
Pitch for Zerato.
No, I would like to banish Armageddon Knight to destroy that.
Yep.
Yeah, then I would like to banish my Obsidian Dragon to pop that.
That is a drastic drop-off.
And then I would like to normal summon Dark Grepher.
Yep.
And using Dark Grepher's effect, I will discard from my hand Doomsday Horror, and I will mill from my deck to the graveyard Obsidian Dragon, and then I would like to activate Doomsday Horror's effect to return all banished dark monsters to the graveyards, and I will
I'm just dead
return-
to... We can just skip ahead because I'm just dead
Yeah.
to combat damage, so nothing I can do there.
And that's
Your
that's
start
the
was
dad
just-
tyrants.
Yeah, your start was just way better than mine, but now I luckily get to side out of some of these dead cards, so...
Lone Fire Blossom is just astonishing.
Yeah, Gigaplant like bought you so much time early game. It was like very impressive how much it did for you that game. I was like, it's decent, but it's still like it's not that great because it dies to that. But like if you get it online like really early like that, then it does a lot.
I think it's overall a better card than I gave it credit for when I originally looked through this like set.
Yeah, that's fair.
And yeah,
That's a very fair assumption, I would say. But yeah, let's go side for game 2. That was a pretty interesting match overall. I think that was a good one.
a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, hopefully game 2 goes the same way. And with that, we are done. Jeexx brought up, we had some banter while siding, and Jeexx brought up a good point, how this definitely feels like the biggest leap we'd had in terms of power level, and how like this actually feels like modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. And speaking of modern Yu-Gi-Oh!, I think I'll T-pose again.
That's very unmodern of you.
No, I think that's a powerful play.
Ooh, boy. I'm gonna
Do you want that?
I'm gonna normal summon a Lone Fire Blossom and a
Oh,
Lone Fire Blossom
here we go.
into a Lone Fire Blossom.
Into a Lone Fire, into a Giga Chad.
Into a Giga Plan, and I have now successfully milled 3 cards from my deck, and I have only 31 cards left in my deck.
That is correct.
That's quite impressive, if you ask me. You know,
Set 5 back row pass.
I'm gonna attack into your face down.
It is a Giant Germ. Take 500 points of damage. And now I will get from my deck a Giant Germ.
Again, get him.
And that'll be it.
Huh?
Yep.
What? Okay. Sucks to suck, I guess. I assume you have it in your hand. Or you're gonna do it like you. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I don't have anything else.
That would be so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That would be so cool.
Check.
That would be so cool. Hammer
I'm
shot.
gonna grab for. Ooh, hammer shot, baby.
That would be.
Now, see, this is where Gigaplant stops being as relevant because of the fact that Hammer Shot has been introduced into Game 2, but it also means that Gigaplant was relevant in Game 1, and this showcases how well sideboarding can affect the Game 2 and Game 3 environment.
Yes, sir. And also, it eats a hammer shot that could have gone to Zerato or Dad.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a legitimately good dynamic. It's fairly healthy.
Well, this is what is interesting. I will normal.
So, normal Greffer, discard one, dump one, summon that.
Dark Crusader.
Oh my god, it's Dark Crusader!
Now, the question is...
Watch jump, 2.4 thousand. Large. Oh wait, fuck. Calculator was even bigger, actually. I forgot. He
Yeah.
counts himself, so he's actually 5,400 rather than 4,800.
Oh yeah, in the previous game, true.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, luckily it didn't matter anyway. I think that we will just proceed to the battle phase and tap you for a light 26 hundo.
26 hundo.
The giant germ beatdown, baby.
I would like
I'd rather you not.
discard from my hand a level 5 or higher dark monster to special summon Dark Greffer.
That's one dark in the grave.
Then I would like to discard.
Oh yeah, this is not once per turn either. Neither. Oh, okay. The second one is. Thank you.
I'd like to activate Allure Darkness, and I would like to draw 2 cards from the top of my deck, and I would like to banish 1 card from my hand.
Yep. One engrave.
1 engrave.
Luckily, I didn't boost my Dark Crusader, so you can't just ram it into, because that would have been very sad.
I would like.
You still have your normal though.
Yeah, I still have my normal summon. I would like to discard from my hand Armageddon Knight to send to my graveyard.
The fact that you're discarding Armageddon Knight is terrifying. If you have your third Armageddon Knight in your hand, I'm going to be fucking mad.
Oh, wait, not Doomsday. Doomsday is the wrong card to send there. Sorry, my bad. That's not the one I'm supposed to send here. I will send to the graveyard my
I swear, if you had 3 Armageddon Knights in your hand.
And there we go. Now we have 3 of them in the graveyard, and I would like to special summon. This is okay?
Yep.
I would like to special summon Dark Armed Dragon.
And pop my entire field.
I will start by popping your back row.
Yep.
Yeah. And I would like to then pop the other 2.
Yep.
And then I would like
this is why this was the time when most people quit this game.
I would like to normal summon the calculator.
Yep. And
I think that's game.
Very big, because it's like, what, 20... It's
14... 16? 14,
15, 21... Because what, yeah. It's 21 plus 4... Wait, no, it's 21.
It's 3.6 thousand.
100, 200, right. 3, yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that's level 7. Never mind. It's 3.3 thousand.
Isn't 36 still? Because, like... Wait, what's... 300 times... 13.
Combined levels of all face up.
Yeah, so 13 times. So it's... Yeah, 39, right? It's 39.
I keep forgetting that he counts himself.
Yeah, it's 39. So that's what? 39... Isn't that like...
We can't do basic math here.
Oh, we play Yu-Gi-Oh! We can't do math. 39.
It's 8.4 thousand.
Yeah.
That's just...
Great game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Guys here. We had fun here.
Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Baby.
Would that
Isn't
matter?
this game
amazing? Would that matter? Because it's just whoever gets to that first.
It's actually, we established that it's not whoever gets that first.
Okay, it depends. Because if both players have that, then you can do responsive. But yeah, I mean, but it was a wash. But yeah, that's modern Yu-Gi-Oh! For you. This is what we are in for in like 8 months' time. Basically,
yeah.
Probably when we get to like late Xyz to Pendulum, probably. Is it when it's gonna be like, I don't know. Honestly, I'd rather not think about it. But yeah, I mean, this was. I mean, you had like cool stuff too, like Gigaplant and Calculator. By the way, when you were talking about like what other spices there, was there any spice?
There was, and the other
Oh,
spice was in fact Magical Merchant for the setup.
oh right. Yeah,
Yeah.
initially I had Magical Merchant in my deck, but I couldn't find space for it anymore.
I kind of ran into the issue of being like, oh wait, I have way too many spells and traps, and I can't regulate my graveyard as easily if I have that many of them.
I had what? I had how many spell drops did I have? I had, I think 15 before the ChamP5 sighting. Like I had way more monsters.
Yep. I had like 23 monsters, I think, and 17 traps, which is still pretty good. But in game two, I added like 3 in place of 3 Cyber Dragons because I was like, fuck Cyber Dragon. I don't want to play Cyber Dragon right now.
Yeah, fair
Go
enough.
away.
I had what did I side out of? I had a single Cyber Dragon in my deck. I mean, you saw the deck. I did change like 2 cards from the version I showed you last week. But
Oh,
like it had Cyber Dragon, 3 Cyber Valley, which I kept in because it just draws you stuff, which is nice. And 3 Armored Cyber just as a wall that I sided out of. Then I changed. I sided out of the 3 drastic drop offs that I had for 2 Trap Dash Shoot.
yeah.
And also sided into 3 Hammer Shots. I didn't side into any of my tributes. Oh, yeah, one of the things that I changed was like, I think originally I had like 2 Hades and 1 Horus. Now I had like 1 Vampire Curse, 1 Horus, 1 Hades, but didn't end up siding into any of them. And then obviously, yeah, 3 DD Crow,
DD
which
Crow was.
we didn't see any.
I didn't draw any, but I feel like
Yeah,
it's the
same.
perfect card to regulate your own graveyard
Yeah,
in a way,
and
because
it
it allows you
also
to
messes up
just
your
discard it.
opponents.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, is this okay? When I was about to drop that because I knew that you could decide it into DD Crows.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
and
yeah,
that's exactly the kind of thing that makes me like, oh,
and yeah, I wanted to play Germ just to get to my grave faster, but I didn't want to overbloat it. I sided into 2 Germ, which was funny. Which is why I only got 1 out of my deck.
you could have gone into one, and then if you wanted the other one, you could have later on got that one.
Yeah, I was just like I had a hard time like siding stuff, and I felt like Trap Dash Shoot is still like, cause there's stuff like Allure that actually makes it so even later on you can have a decent amount of cards in your hand, and like you can have Dad stuck in your hand too. So I figured like I wanted to play some Trap Dash Shoots to maybe snipe Dark Armed later on in the game, but like playing just one off felt wrong, so which is why I said like 2-2.
I think
But
Trap Dust Shoot in this game, if you had Trap Dust Shoot, that would have been fucking great.
yeah,
Like
I mean it's
you
like
could have just won off of that.
because ultimately, like winning without Dark Armed is going to be like very hard in this. So that's why like stuff that's specifically there to find that I feel like is valuable enough to play, but didn't didn't find it. But yeah, like this was a pretty good showing. Like even if it's in the limit of like just as it came out. Why this is probably like if you have ask most Yu-Gi-Oh players what is the worst time in Yu-Gi-Oh's history, like most people would probably tell you that this is when they quit, if they quit in like older Yu-Gi-Oh. Because like I think Darkham was like also like $300 or something like that when it came out,
Yeah,
right?
it was one of the most expensive cards in the entire game's history. On top of the fact that you also played Crush Card Virus with this.
Oh yeah, that
And
was
Crush
the
Card
promo
Virus,
only back then.
yeah, the jump promo was like 150 and you needed 3 of them and it was just fucked up.
And then like you got it off tournament packs, which you got by winning. And if you won with your super decked out triple dark arm deck that you already paid like $1,000 for, you won, you got crush card, then you could win even more because you had crush card and other people didn't because they didn't win. and it just snowballed. Yeah, it's just like everything just lined up for it to be like an insanely toxic format. So,
But it's one of those things where when I hear people talk about Teledad format,
mhm.
people talk about it in like, of course, they talked about it like it was horrible, it was awful to a degree, but at the same time, it sounds like Urza's block, where people were like, "Yeah, fuck, Urza's block was so broken, nothing was balanced, everything had infinite combos, it was so disgusting, it was nothing like old Magic," and then they turn around and go like, "Yeah, that was so fucking fun, that was the best time."
It's the rose tinted glasses. I feel like.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna put this into a closer to home perspective to you. So, season 4 of League of Legends is ass. It's a bad
Arden's.
season. Season
No, that
5
was
is
Arden's,
worse.
right?
Hmm?
Well, season 4 was no, was
It's
season. Oh, season
Assassins.
4 was Assassin. I mean, I had fun
Season 4 is yeah,
because
you had fun.
that's when I that was the only time in my life when I actually was a one trick and I played Rengar, so I had fun.
I'm a Braum player. Imagine when a Zed comes in and does his and you can't do anything because you only have your shield, you have your stun, and you have your knockup, but he can just dodge everything, and he
Uh-huh.
deals more damage than you can protect using the shield thing. It just sucks. It's horrible. It doesn't. It's not fun. It's not interactive. You don't have any kind of like,
Also, to be
you know.
fair, like season 4 was like I started pre-season 4, so season 4 was still when I was in my like honeymoon period with League, so everything was
Yeah.
just fun for me. So,
I mean, that's when I started too, like end of season 4, and
uh-huh.
that's why I like whenever people talk about League of Legends, they talk about, oh yeah, season 4 was so good, man. Like they like the old heads think that the older seasons were better, but if you like look at them, they're literally the same things that they're complaining about. Like there was that one point when Assassins got reworked, and everybody's like, "Man, Assassins are broken. This is so unplayable. ADC can't do shit." And then you just think about the fact that yeah, that was season 4, guys. Season
Mm-hmm.
4 was the exact same thing, and now you're complaining about it. You got what you wanted. You didn't know that you wanted it, or you thought you wanted this, but didn't want this. And in that regard, I feel like Teledad and Urza's block, and to a degree, even like Hogak, Eldrazi Winter, and all these.
Mm-hmm.
There was that term for Ice Age too. Ice Age had Necropotence be like the most dominant card in any deck. I think it was called the Black Winter, where like every single
Ah,
deck was playing black. Yeah.
yeah.
But I think all of these periods of time, they're not fun for the people who don't play the deck, but they're so super memorable for the people who played that deck.
That's fair. I think there's like a little bit of a difference when it comes to card games, just because obviously there is the paywall, and
Yeah.
obviously if like basically if you need that to compete and the card costs $300, then like that's
Yeah, but
awful.
that's
So, but I still see what you mean.
it's mostly just that it's an inevitable thing that will happen with any kind of dominant format for anything. Even fighting games has this thing
I
where
mean,
characters that
people
are
always complain
dominant.
about something.
Exactly, yeah.
That's the thing. Like people will find things to complain about, like whether things are good or bad. Like you don't know you're in the good times until you're not. That
People
also applies
thought
for
that
that.
a plus for running mid was super OP and they should totally nerf it. And on
Are
top
we
of that,
talking
a
about
down
Dragonov?
yeah.
I
Running two to
figured.
down two was like, oh my god, this is broken. This is so boring. And then you get into fucking season 60 billion where Akuma is like, yeah, I'm gonna do a 11 frame low that is unseeable that I will combo into a 95% combo with 2 meters and no rage. Go next.
It is what it is. And that is going to be what I thought of today's games. But I was going to go to the outro, but I realized, yeah, so next time is Structures. And I got my ass blasted. I'll be honest, I'm going to be playing the Emperor deck.
Fuck.
I still think
Fuck.
it is the way to go, even with the Champion Pack 6 upgrades. Also, I've lost a couple of games in a row now. I'm trying to fix that, so hopefully we can fix it with that. So
Wait.
yeah, I'm picking the Emperor structure, so you have Rise of the Dragon Lords as well as Champion Pack 6. So that is what we're going to be doing next time. After that, it's a Light of Destruction, And after that, if I'm not mistaken, it is 5Ds. That's
I believe so, yeah. It's so
unreal.
close. It's like one set away. And also, I have to point out, you've only lost 2 games.
Yeah, I know, but third time's the charm, so I'm trying to not give you the charm. So,
Okay.
We'll stop this streak before it starts, That's...
It's already started. I'm afraid.
No. We're bounced back. Caius will carry me to victory, I believe.
Coping.
Surely Caius, the Shadow Monarch.
Preach.
Preach, exactly. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the episode today of Phantom Darkness. Definitely like a big leap from what we are used to in the past. The old and slow Yu-Gi-Oh! Like this is basically what modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is about. You do something to deal with your opponent's board and you beat them down in a single turn. We're slowly getting there as well. And another thing is like we'll in the near future we'll probably figure out. I think I don't remember if it was this week or last week's set breakdown where I talked about it a little bit, but legacy archetypes start getting legacy support. So at some point we're definitely like going to do something where we can revisit old archetypes so we can let them shine once again with the brand new support that they're getting. But the way that we want to implement it is still something that we're working on a little bit. So we'll figure out how we'll do that, and also when it becomes very relevant. So something to look forward to. So we'll definitely like see some archetypes return in the future, because that's where the game goes. And I think that's a pretty cool thing, like where you get your yearly dose of Blue Eye support, because everyone loves that, right?
I love getting a yearly dose of elemental hero support that doesn't do anything for the archetype and just literally makes you go like, fuck this.
But you can wake up your elemental hero, baby!
Or you can use your favorite wingman, Infernal Flame Wingman, that has the effect of fuck that. Fuck that. So good. But it doesn't do anything.
It is the duality of man. But yeah, thank you for watching the episode, and we'll see you next time for the structure decks once again. So have a good one, y'all, and peace.